All right, so this is Jaime again with 1967. I've got Nick Stewart on the line, who played guitar with us for a little while from, gosh, it must have been 2016, 2017 or so. Does that sound right, Nick?
I think so, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so Nick joined us on a few shows. He learned our whole set list. It was pretty fun working with him. I think he played a lot with me and Colin Black and Nathan, if I remember right.
Yep.
When did you start playing guitar?
1992. I was, 13 or 14?
That's great. Who's your favorite guitarist?
I was into Van Halen for my high school years when Van Halen wasn't cool. That was pretty much all I could ever play was Van Halen songs.
Not a bad catalog to learn.
I can still play a few. Not as good as I used to.
What's your favorite Van Halen song?
My favorite Van Halen song to play would be Mean Streets.
What album's that off of?
Fair Warning.
Is that a Hagar album?
No, that was a couple albums before 1984.
Oh, wow.
Early 80s stuff.
What prompted you to pick up the guitar?
My father was in a band when he was a kid, and he had a guitar laying around, and I looked at it all my childhood wishing I knew how to play it. And then one day I just started playing it, and I've never taken any guitar lessons except for from James Moffett, and those were just his recycled guitar lessons. So I'm all self-taught.
How come you picked the guitar over anything else?
Actually, I wanted to play bass, and my parents bought me a bass for, I think, my 8th grade Christmas present. It was just a crappy Sears bass for $100. It was like a 3/4 size bass. And then I started playing music with Ryan and James, and Ryan wanted to play bass, so I switched to guitar.
So is it safe to say that Van Halen is your favorite band, or who would your favorite band be if they aren't?
Well, these days I would say probably Clutch has been my favorite band for 20 years.
It's a good band.
But like the last couple of years, I haven't even been really listening to rock and roll. I've been listening to country.
Nice.
I was dating a girl that was all into country, and just started listening to the country. I don't have any favorite country bands, but I like a few songs, but probably hate 90% of them on the radio.
Jason Aldean?
I like Jason Aldean, yeah. He's got a good voice.
Yeah, I know a good tribute of Jason Aldean. They're actually almost better than him. Really. That's cool. That's interesting. What was your first concert, Nick?
I saw Gravel with Screaming Trees in Bellingham at Carver Gymnasium. That was my first, real, big concert. There's only 3,000 people in there.
What do you remember about that show?
Well, we knew the band Gravel, and so we were stoked to see them. We were only 14, so we weren't up in the crowd. We were kind of on the fringe, and we were standing there, and Mike McCready walked in, and he walked and stood right in front of us, and he started talking to the security guard. And I'm telling the guys, dude, that's Mike McCready. And they're all, no, it's not. And then the security guard let him backstage.
Ah. So is that the only celebrity that you've met, or have you met any other celebrities?
When we recorded at Egg Studios, the guy from Young Fresh Fellows stopped by, and we met him. We talked to him for about a half an hour, actually, and he was pretty cool. He went on to be the guitarist in R.E.M., the hired guitarist. Pretty much the only musicians I've ever met. I've cooked for a few people.
Oh, really? Just all types of celebrities?
Yeah, I cooked for Stephen King. I cooked for the Galloping Gourmet, what was his name? Graham Kerr. And he was a bitch. He always complained about everything. He demanded that we cook his food without oil. And so it always turned out like shit.
Where were you cooking, or you do that?
I was cooking Italian food at Bella Isola in Anacortes.
It's a good restaurant.
Yeah, it was good for, well, it lasted.
Hey, what kind of gear are you using right now with your guitar setup?
I've got the same amp I was using before, and I bought a new little Yamaha modeling amp just for practicing with. That's pretty much all I use now, because if I gotta get my good amp to sound good, I gotta crank it, and there's people living upstairs, so turned it on in probably over a year.
Oh yeah.
My dad gave me his old amp. He's got arthritis, so he can't play guitar anymore. He gave me his, Fender. It's not a Blues Junior. It's a Deluxe DeVille or something like. Not a DeVille, Hot Rod Deluxe. And I got a Fender Stratocaster that I let him borrow for about 15 years. I fixed it up, put new pickups in it.
Just got that back?
Well, I've had it for about a year now.
Oh, nice. Strats are fun.
Yeah.
Well, hey, how long do you remember playing in the band 1967?
Yeah. We only played a few shows, but it was good times.
And how long did that go for you?
Not a whole long time, probably like 6 months maybe. And the first 3 months was all practicing.
How was your experience playing with the band?
Well, I never felt I really got up to speed with all the riffs, but it was fun. I liked it. Yeah.
Nice. What was your favorite show playing in 1967?
I liked it when we played that dive bar in Oak Harbor. I felt like I was playing better.
Yeah. That was an interesting show. Totally forgot about that. Tell us the story of when you received the call to start jamming with 1967.
Well, I don't remember the details, but I think you called me up and asked me if I was interested in playing some rock and roll.
Where do you remember rehearsing?
We played down at Collins.
That was down in Issaquah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played a couple times in your garage. That was too cold, though. My hands weren't moving. It was so cold.
Who was in the band lineup when you were playing with us?
It was you, Colin, Nate, and me.
Yep. Big question. What's your favorite 1967 song?
Oh, gosh, I don't remember the name of it. I can't remember the name of it. I'm going to have to pull those up.
What did you enjoy most about performing live with them?
Oh, just getting back up on stage again. That was great. Because it's probably been 12 years since I had been on stage. I used to have a list of those songs on my phone, but I got a new phone.
Oh, yeah. Which musical idol would you want to meet before you kick the bucket?
I'm not quite sure about that one. I always
many-
like the producers more than the bands.
Say what?
I always like the producers more than the bands, so I always wanted to meet the producer, not the band.
Which ones?
Well, these days I don't really obsess over anybody, but any of the super producers would have been fine. Like Mutt Lange, I used to want to meet him, but I read a lot about him, and it sounds like he's not that great of a person.
Yeah,
I would just have a bunch of technical questions for him. How did you do this, and how did you do that? And they'd probably be like, well, I'm not done.
What are your thoughts on how the music industry operates today?
Well, I feel sorry for a lot of the artists that can't make as much money as they did in the past. It's just been watered down so much that there's big heavyweights, and that's about it.
If you could open a show for any artist, large or small, who would it be?
I guess it depends on, like, if it's a business decision or a personal decision.
Personal.
Mastodon? I guess you can say you've already done that, though, right?
Yeah, that was fun. Bill Kelleher is a very nice guy. Well, hey, where have you performed over the years? You have any favorite or least favorite venues?
We never really ventured out of the valley that much. When I was playing with Tim the Herd, we played Jimmy Z's a lot, which had a nice stage, but it sounded terrible in there, and that was back when people were smoking cigarettes. So I guess it's kind of a love-hate type of place, but it was easy. I liked playing the Eagles Hall when I was a kid, and the Rexville Grange was always good.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Do you sing in the shower?
No, I sing in the car, but not the shower.
What songs?
Jason Aldean songs.
How do you feel the internet has impacted the music business?
When I first got internet, that's right when Napster was going on. That only lasted for a couple months for me, but I got a lot of new music, I guess, that I never would have listened to, and a lot of just stupid stuff like TV show theme songs that I wanted to listen to once and then never listened to them again. So I think the internet has brought variety to the masses, but at the same time, there's just too many choices.
Absolutely. If you could change anything about the music industry, what would it be?
Have more honest people in the business, I guess. I've never dealt with anybody, but you know, all the horror stories go. You know, people get taken advantage of all the time, and people don't know what they're getting into.
Yeah, I hear that. What's the best advice you've been given?
It's a tough one. I'm not sure.
Are you playing any projects right now? Are you writing anything?
I was trying to, but I kind of wanted to try and write lyrics before a song, to write the song to the lyrics rather than take a riff and try and shove some lyrics into it. So I've just been kind of, you know, at work I'll think of like a word or a saying, and I'll write it down. And I've got a whole pile of words that are kind of, you know, good for catchy tunes and lyrics and stuff, but I haven't really put anything together.
Oh, yeah.
If I were to write anything, it wouldn't be like love songs or anything like that. I would write about, I don't know, obscure things, I guess.
What things?
Just obscure things like science and science fiction type stuff, I guess. Or controversial things. Freedom songs.
Yeah. Nice. And then I know you've done production over the years, producing bands and everything like that, right? What's the latest project you've done, or what are you working on right now in that area?
Well, a couple of years ago, I busted out all the projects that I had mixed over the years, and I remixed them again. And so I was just fine-tuning my mixing skills. I remixed the Mouse Art Factor album pretty much from scratch again. I haven't even fired up my computer really in about a year. So project-wise, it's been on hold, but I've been itching to do something.
Well, yeah, hey, Nick, thanks again for your time and for allowing me to interview you and everything. And thanks for your contribution to 1967. We really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
You bet. My pleasure.